What's up, guys? We are now on our way out of Geneva. I've had a fantastic 4 days there, and yeah, I'm not sure if this is coming through on film, but as we've left Geneva, it started snowing. Shmi 150 is in front in a Ferrari California T. Seb Delaney is behind in his Lotus, and I have been joined by the great photographer that is Alex Malik along for the ride, because we're going back from Geneva to Paris, which is where Alex lives.
As you well know, I live in Paris.
Yeah, man. And yeah, so we're basically going to have a bit of a chat about Geneva. Let's start from the very top. Screw it. What's the star car, man?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, for me, as I said, it was the Apollo Aero. I know it's not...
Well, no, it's interesting, man, because it's refreshing to hear someone else say something other than like the Chiron or something.
I know. So, most people would say like one of the big cars that were expected. Sure. But I really enjoy the Apollo Aero. Yeah. Because there's just something to it that speaks to me.
Yeah.
Even though it is, how do you say, model car?
Prototype.
Yeah. Like, I suppose there's no interior because the windows were blacked out.
For sure.
Probably no engine, so...
But it looks badass. It looks so good.
It looks badass. And that, to me, it's the best of show. What about you?
Cool. Okay, so mine's a bit odd because it's not like a new car, but the McLaren P1 that was on the McLaren stand with the exposed blue carbon for me was just phenomenal.
Well, it is
the best
phenomenal.
looking P1 I've ever seen, and no, it's just so good. So for me, even though that was an old car, for me it was
best of show.
Yeah, best of show. It was absolutely fantastic.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Koenigsegg. It was really refreshing to see the Regera in a colour other than that ice blue.
Yeah.
Because that's all we've seen, like press pictures on the stand last year, Geneva. Regera was this ice blue colour. Yeah. It looked good, but it didn't really speak to me. This red they had, the iridescent red colour of that thing. And the car's come such a long way since then. Like just being in that car, speaking with the guys on the stand. They're taking me. They were telling me now. Bearing in mind, this car's like 1.8 million euros, right?
Yeah.
They're taking an order for one of those on average every week. One a week. That's
a lot.
Madness.
That's a lot.
So speaking with the guys
there,
it's crazy world. So speaking with the guys there, if you order a Regera now, you're looking at 2019 for a car.
Okay.
Yeah?
Alright, yeah.
Crazy, I know. In fact, I would say the Koenigsegg stand was probably the most colourful stand of the show.
It was.
You know, it was like Skittles.
Exactly, yeah.
So, interesting topic of the one-of-one, not to be confused with the one-one.
With the one-one, yeah.
Right?
It is very confusing at first.
It's confusing. So, one-of-one program is my understanding that they allowed customers to go even further with customizing the car. So even the wing on that thing had a lot of input from the customer on how they wanted it to look, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you've got a car that's capable of like 250 miles an hour, you've got to get the wing working right.
Yeah.
So client comes up with the
problem.
shape. Yeah. So, but amazing that they let a client come up with the shape and design.
Yeah.
They put it through aero tunnel to make sure it works, and out comes this bespoke, beautiful wing. You know.
Yeah.
And it had like triple canards on the front. Just everything about that car was next level personalization. I thought that was fantastic. Koenigsegg are one of the few brands that you can just go totally custom. It's fantastic.
I suppose you can't do that with a Chiron, say.
No, exactly. I want to change the wing.
Yeah, I'd like to change
are you kidding?
As far as that aerodynamics go, I don't think that's going to work out.
No, that's probably not happening.
Okay.
So, speaking of the Chiron, hit me. What's your thoughts, man? Because I got to be honest, it's people I speak to around Geneva. Been a bit of love-hate with that car.
Love-hate, yeah.
So,
okay, as far as I'm concerned, and that's just my opinion, I really like the Chiron. It might be a bit less gracious than the Bugatti, which was
more elegant.
More elegant at Pebble.
Sure. Yeah,
it was smooth.
Yeah.
This one feels a bit more squarish. That's as far as look goes. But
definitely more aggressive, right?
More aggressive.
Like that thing, all of a sudden it becomes intimidating, that car.
It does.
Yeah.
However, I would say that the bonnet, what we talked about this morning, the fact that most Veyrons have two-tone on the bonnet.
Yeah.
That adds aggressivity as far as I'm concerned.
It does, yeah. We're talking about the sort of product life cycle of a Bugatti product, as it were.
Yeah.
Thinking about the Veyron, you know, that thing was for sale for like 10 years. You could order one of those cars for like a span of about 10 years.
That's true.
And the iterations and the variations that we had of that car, they got more aggressive over time. So we're thinking Grand Sport, Vitesse,
Grand Sport, Super Sport,
those sort of things.
Yeah.
Like if you put the original Veyron and a Super Sport next to each other, even that evolution is more aggressive.
It is.
So in like 5 years' time, when they come up with the next version of the Chiron, I'm sure we're going to see something quite spectacular.
Yeah. So the interior.
Chiron's cool.
You've been inside the Chiron, haven't
I was
you?
very fortunate to go inside the Chiron. The interior is as good as the exterior. It's just next level. And you know what doesn't come across on camera is how the feelings, like just moving the knobs
and stuff. Yeah.
Tim in front's making some noise. So the interior, just turning, like dealing with the buttons, turning the dials.
It feels
just
good.
Like I know this is a small thing, but just the way things click. It, like you can tell someone put a lot of time into that.
Hey guys.
Hey, we're just doing a video. Sorry, Tim just pulled up alongside us and asked us to make some noise, so there's some noise. I don't know why I got my sunglasses on. It's snowing. It's snowing right now, man.
It's snowing very heavily, actually.
Get this camera out and just let's share with everyone just what the hell is going on up front. So we've been coasting for about 20 miles an hour because we've got gritters out. Snow? Would you say like snow gritters or snow plow?
A lot of snow.
The environment's fantastic, but for progress, this is not ideal.
Yeah, we're not going very fast
We're not
at the
going
moment.
very fast. Let's film this man. People will know this guy.
Let's film this man.
Yeah, let's film.
I don't know who he is.
Someone recognize him? I know him from somewhere, right?
Yeah, he looks familiar. Driving a red car.
He's driving a red car.
I don't know
We're
what
in
brand.
the snow. So yeah, Chiron's cool.
Chiron.
Pagani. Talk to me.
The BC.
BC.
Huayra BC. Correct?
So interesting trivia. The reason the Huayra BC is called the BC is because the first client of Pagani to ever buy the first Zonda, his initials were BC.
Okay, yeah.
Unfortunately, he recently passed away.
Indeed, he did, yeah.
And so the Huayra BC is in honor and in tribute of the first client.
The coolest part of the car for me,
Go on.
the wing.
The way I speak.
It's obviously the way I see it, it's the trademark of the BC.
The most poignant feature.
It is.
Special feature of that car.
That's how I see it.
It's a big ass carbon wing.
Exactly. But it's not just any wing.
Yeah.
The wing, to me, it looks like an aquatic animal, an aquatic predator, like a shark fin, basically. The wing
very
is
much the side profile of that wing. Yeah,
it's a bit curved.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I saw the teaser shots Pagani had published on social media, with the the shadow of the wing, I was like, oh, that looks so
interesting. So let's talk about some more normal cars. Let's go down a notch.
I'll try.
Into the realms of reality.
Okay.
One trend that I've noticed, right?
Yeah.
Forged carbon. Right? And forged carbon in the past has typically always been like a sort of satin matte finish. Think of the exposed forged carbon in the back of the Huracan when it launched, in the engine bay. You look inside the Huracan Spider, the DB11, these guys had a lot of forged carbon, but it was all gloss. And it looked absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorite features of the whole show is this use of forged carbon. To my eyes, it's like it almost looks like marble.
Comes to show, details,
dude,
make the difference.
In this bracket, when you're sort of spending that kind of money, I mean, and let's look at extremes here. If we go back quickly to these hypercars, the details are what make it that extra special.
You are right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
So if you can filter a little bit of that down towards these supercars, throw in some details like this forged carbon. To me, it enhances the experience so much, you know. So, one of the star cars, or one of the most talked about cars of the show, McLaren 570 GT. What do you reckon? Yeah.
I feel like the range
Yeah.
of McLaren, it's very diverse. I don't know.
Yeah.
You say that? Very diverse?
It's diverse, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to get a bit confused about
Okay.
who is who, what does what,
Yeah.
what's the purpose of each car?
Like, who's it for? Yeah, sure.
Who's it for?
Okay. So, I was fortunate enough before the trip to go out in a 570S.
Okay.
I was very impressed with that car.
Okay.
It's fantastic. The unique selling point of this car, and let's face it, the biggest difference between the 570S and the 570 GT is the fact that it's got a boot. Like, let's not beat around the bush.
It has a big boot, that's for sure.
It has a boot. Okay, so it's a 570S
That's what everyone
with
tells
bag
me.
space.
That's what everyone tells me. So,
Well, what's interesting about this proposition is I don't think it's a big enough difference to. I don't care about that. I don't care about it because
boot space, yeah.
you know the boot in the front of the 570S is big enough. You know,
I
it's
agree,
okay.
I agree.
So for someone to say, yeah, but this has this bigger boot and you can access it easier.
Yeah.
What, like this much? Like what?
Yeah.
There's more space for a briefcase.
Exactly.
Like,
That's the
for
thing.
me, it just doesn't appeal at all. Like it's. I don't know. I'm not buying that car so I can fit bags in it.
I know what you mean,
Like
exactly.
if I'm concerned about bag space, I'm buying a state car
Yeah, I know
or
what you mean,
something.
yeah. Yeah.
But for me, that car's not a GT car. You know, think of our sort of GTs at the minute. DB11, that's a GT car.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I do.
So to call a 570S with a boot a GT car,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's I think it's stretching it a bit thin. Ferrari. What's new? GTC4
GTC4 Lusso, aka
New FF. Normally, when I see cars in a press release, they always look better in person. Okay. And I'm saying this with a bit of hesitation because the FF, when they launched that car, I didn't like the aesthetics of it. Now, further down the line, I really love it. Lusso, I was surprised to not be as satisfied when I saw it in person. But maybe the Lusso is going to grow on me just like the FF did. Biggest changes, interior. We got a proper modern day setup, modern day dash. I think it's like a 10-inch screen in there.
Yeah, it is huge.
Apple CarPlay hooked up now. And also what's really cool, and I think this is where something's going, interaction for the passenger.
That's what I was going to say that.
I think that's really cool.
See all the details on the passenger's seat.
All sorts of stuff in there. Like they can even control the infotainment and the music,
Exactly,
which I think is a good thing because a lot of the time if you're
it's so
driving,
cool.
you're
It's so
concentrating. You'd be like, okay, you can be DJ. It's got like speed, gears, like even sat nav information. It's very cool. Porsche.
Okay.
Forget everything else. 911R. I'm gonna cut straight to the chase and just say, obviously, no doubt, it's gonna be a fantastic driver's car. I'll get that out of the way. It's based on the RS, 991 RS, so we've got the 4-litre engine, 8,500 RPM. No doubt it's going to be a fantastic driver's car.
That's what everyone tells me.
However, I am disappointed aesthetically because, and people might slate me for this, but they've just taken the wing off an RS, and that's it. Like that is it. Like they haven't even bothered to give us new wheels. They have the same wheels on the GT3, same wheels on the RS. I think for a car that's that is in such a niche unique space, and it's substantially more expensive. Okay, more than an RS, right? Which is supposed to be the most aggressive, fastest car. Personally, think it's crying out for a ducktail. I think it wants a ducktail.
On the Sport Classic.
On the Sport Classic.
That would be nice.
It needs a ducktail. And there's this odd mismatch between the interior and the exterior because the interior, it has this historic feel about it. The outside, it's just 991 GT3. Anyway, fantastic behind the wheel, no doubt. Obviously, we can't comment on that yet, but disappointing from an aesthetics point of view, personally. RS6 performance, I'm a big fan of the RS6. The RS6 performance is very nice. I went sat on the interior of that car, loads of Alcantara, contrast blue stitching, matching the exterior. One of the more unique features that I've seen, particularly for a car at this price point, the interior, carbon fiber, had a weave the same color as the exterior of the car. Which I think for what is a fast estate car, very cool. again, we're talking
is.
about detailing here again. The manufacturers are really starting to up their game with these things. Great car, which we've missed out, the Centenario.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay, now,
Oh boy.
now for me,
Yeah.
okay, the last few years, the last few shows, Frankfurt, Geneva's of the past, Lamborghini have gone a bit crazy. Let's face it. We've had the
They have.
Egoista, the Benino, these types of cars. Aventador J,
Toyota.
just things which are just completely mental.
Yeah.
Centenario, okay, they've turned it up to 11 again, and it's pretty crazy, but it's actually in the realms of reality. It feels like a road car still. It doesn't feel like it's from space.
No, it doesn't. Unless you look at it solely from the back.
That's pretty crazy.
I'll be very blunt
Yeah.
and honest. I think that as an homage to Ferruccio Lamborghini,
Yeah,
it's not the best homage that they've done.
I would agree. I would agree with that. Yeah. It's very cool.
It is
but
cool.
Is it fitting for something of such legend? The car that was shown at the show had the full exposed carbon body.
Yeah.
That is actually optional extra, and it is €250,000.
Are you the one who told me that already?
Maybe. I don't know. But
probably yesterday.
it's
Yeah.
just an interesting statistic
yeah.
because what is interesting about that? There was not another car on the stand which was as much as the body kit on that car.
Yeah, that's
Which I
pretty
think
crazy.
is quite an interesting
Pretty
thing.
crazy.
You know, it's very easy to become quite blasé about the prices and figures when you're walking around these. You know, when you're speaking like talk about Koenigsegg and things like that, totally different planet. But to put things into perspective, just the exposed carbon on that car is more than any other car that was on the stand. So, yeah, the DB11 I really like.
I like it as well,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not as cool as Spectre. It's not as cool as the DB10.
Well, do you know, I asked a guy on the stand, I said, you know, why did you go from DB9 to jump to DB11? You know, why didn't you make a production version of the DB10?
Yeah.
He said, we allocated DB10 specifically to the Bond franchise, which is interesting because I guess they're going to either have to use the DB10 again in future Bond films, or that car's done now. You know, which is a shame. He also said something interesting. Was that they didn't do a DB8 between 7 and 9 because they thought the jump, the evolution of the car was so much that the number 8 didn't do it justice.
Fair enough.
So I'm like, is that good sales talk or is that right? I don't know.
Who knows?
So one day they're going to do a DBS equivalent of the DB11, and that thing is no doubt going to be fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to them taking this thing and pumping it up, putting it on steroids, and giving us something that's really aggressive, sort of chunky, you know. Anyway, guys, we've probably covered quite a few miles since we started. We've been filming for 45 minutes now, although we've been going a bit slower because it's been snowing, as you've seen. Yeah, we're now heading to Paris. We're on the road with Shmi 150, Seb Delaney, and we've got, I think I saw a sign back there, we've got another 450 clicks to go yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's make
long road ahead,
most of it.
but a good road.
A good road. So, once again, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Alex Molek online. He's on Instagram, Twitter,
Just type
YouTube.
Alex Molek.
Alex
You'll find
Molek.
me.
Hit that guy up, and thanks for watching. See you soon. Ciao.
Bye-bye.